everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered what is the best order to put my Prismacolor color pencils in? Is there a perfect order to put those beautiful colors in? We're going to answer those questions and give you a ton of free resources to help you with your Prismacolor pencils. But before we do that, I need to tell you about our massive ultimate Prismacolor pencil giveaway. We have such a good giveaway going on, and it ends March 2nd, 2022. So if you're watching this before March 2nd, make sure you get your entries in. There is a link in the video description, and this giveaway is open to everyone. And we're going to pick one lucky winner that is going to get everything Prismacolor color pencils offers, starting with some colorless blenders, the entire full set of the Scholar line. You're going to get the watercolor pencils, the full set. You're also going to get the full set of Varathins, the 36 set. You're also going to get the Prismacolor Color Erase pencils. These are so cool. And of course, the giant full set of Prismacolor Premier pencils. Now, to help you organize them, we have a case that will hold all these pencils. We did the math to make sure they would all fit in one case. Now, we're also going to give you a really cool book, a resource to help you organize them and get them ready for you to color and create beautiful art. Now, if you want to know more about our giveaway, we did a long video all about it last week. I'll put a link in the video description to that too. Good luck, everyone, and I hope you win. All right, here is a big, beautiful set of Prismacolor Premier pencils. Now, if you've ever bought a big set like this, if you are like me, when I first got my big set, I was really intimidated to take them out of the box. I didn't want to mess up the order they came in, kind of thought that maybe Prismacolor had packed them in some sort of really good order for me. I don't know. And so it took me a while to take control of my pencils and put them in order that helped me with my coloring. And one of the best ways we have found here at Coloring Bliss to organize pencils is by the artist color wheel. Now, there's a lot of other ways to organize pencils, and we're going to talk about those ways in a future video. So make sure you've subscribed and you hit your notification bell so you don't miss out on that information. But today we're going to talk specifically about putting pencils in order of the color wheel to help you as you pick your colors, and it also helps you understand some of these colors. And some of them are really weird, aren't they, Steve? Yeah. So you don't really know, is this a brown, like a good neutral brown, or is it really a dark yellow? There is so much to learn in these sets of pencils, and we're going to help you. We have so many great resources, so let me show you a few of those. So this binder right here is sort of my Prismacolor Bible. I try to keep everything Prismacolor, especially Prismacolor Premier, related in this book. So there's tons of research. The very first time we did a Prismacolor review was over 5 years ago here on this channel. It's so spectacular to me that we have been working on this channel for that long, and this was one of the very first reviews we did because I love Prismacolor Premier pencils. So you'll see in here a whole bunch of old-timey swatches that I did, and then we get into the new swatch system. So how many years ago was it that we first introduced this book right here, Steve?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'll put the year up here on the screen right now so you'll know how long we've been doing this book. One of the things we did when we did this book is we kept in the back all the main swatches in the order that the company suggested, because at the time we thought that was probably the wisest and best way to go about this. So if you flip here in my binder, this is my Prismacolor Tritone book, and the Tritone book basically helps you get your pencils into a very specific order that is based on the artist's color wheel, and you end up with 36 colors, 3 colors for every color on the color wheel, a light, a medium, and a dark. And then this book helps you get that all swatched out, organized. You can see it in a wheel, and you get to see it in a chart like this so that you can see those colors. And then you take take all these colors and you plug them into color schemes. Look how beautiful that is. So this is my tritone worksheet book. I had it unbound, which you can do with our printer if you want to. And I colored it all up, put it into sheet protectors, and I keep it in this binder. But the more we work with color pencils, the more we realized that this order back here that was in the original book isn't super helpful. It's hard to find colors. Let me give you an example. Okay, so back in the back of all the swatches here, they have this is again the way that Prismacolor has the pencils all in a line. They have all the browns in the back. And we've had so many questions here at Coloring Bliss. What are browns? Where do they come from? They don't appear on the color wheel. They're not here, right? And so if you start looking at these browns, you'll start seeing how some are a little bit orange, and some are a little red, and some even feel a little purple. And so what we've done is taken these browns and plugged them into their corresponding color wheel positions, so that if you're looking for a really beautiful, interesting, deep red, you can reach for one of these browns. Now, also at the very beginning of their list, you can see right here, they start out with cream. So they are starting with the yellows, just like I like to do. I always start with my yellows and then I go to the warmer tones first. But their yellows are just kind of, they just threw them all in there. At least that's how it feels to me. Like we've got this really bright yellow here, but more of an orangey, subtle yellow back here. And technically, if you follow the color wheel, it should go bright yellows into yellow oranges and then into oranges. And it doesn't quite do that. Even down here you can see there's some that sort of are leaning more orangey, so they should have been over here.
Yeah, and then like that peach beige and seashell pink.
Yeah.
Totally out of place.
Yeah, these just don't feel right. If you just kind of feel your way through the colors, you can tell these don't feel right. They're not in the right spots. So it was important to us to sit down once again and go through the entire set of Prismacolor Premier pencils and put them in the correct order. Now, this is highly subjective. Let me let you know, we did it here in our studio under these really great lights. We used this as our color standard. So this is orange, this is red, and we kept referring back to this as we worked. The back of the color wheel also has a lot of help because it helps you see some of these strange colors, these browns, or like where do you put peach beige? What color is that? Is that yellow? Is it green? What is that color? They say it's peach, but is it? Because some of the names will throw you way off if you're not careful. So Steve and I sat down. Let me show you just a peek at the work we put into how much swatching and re-swatching and organizing and analyzing what color is this. Steve makes these swatches along the edges of the pages, and then he holds those colors up along all the swatches to try to figure out where does this particular blue belong. And then in the very end, we end up with a list that looks like this. It's a 2-page list where even here we've changed things as we went along, but this is how it looks at the end. And then we create a beautiful swatch chart that is perfect with all the names and numbers, and it's beautifully laid out. Let me show that to you.
Okay.
Well, go ahead, finish fixing it. I tried to fix the pillowcase so it covered the pillow, but evidently that's not the way it's supposed to be. There. Is that better? Okay. And she needs her hair fixed again. You can't even see her little eyes back there. Oh, in case you're new here to Coloring Bliss, this is Rose. She's my little Maltese dog and my constant art companion. Love her so much. We take this information and I read every single pencil to Steve. At least twice we had to read them. And then he puts them into these beautiful charts. Thank you, Steve, for making all these charts. So this one here shows you all the colors, all 150 swatches, all on one page. This is going to be an amazing quick reference for you. So this is available as a free download, and this is in the new order that we just finished, this order right here. Now he also has a second version for you. If you're like me, I kind of prefer a bigger swatch because I can do like I showed you here, where I do some heavy pressure and then out to some light pressure, so you can see the full spectrum of what that particular pencil will do. So I prefer these charts because they are bigger swatches. I can read the wording a lot easier, and I don't know how many pages this is.
It's 4 pages.
4 pages, so you could print them front to back or whatever you want to do, but this is also a free download. So come and get these 2 free downloads to help you get your pencils into the new order, the 2022 order. Now we also have another resource for you, and this is this page back here that I first showed you, way back here, this one right here. So it's going to give you the light, medium, and dark for every color on the color wheel. So you can color it up like I did here. What I usually do, you grab the 3 pencils that it tells you to do, color it out into each rectangle, and then in the ellipse or the oval here, I blend it out. And you can either do Jennifer's rule of blending thirds. I'll put a link to that video here in the description as well. Or just color them out. You just want to see how the 3 of them work together as a team, because that's how they were chosen, not just as individually, this is a great dark blue. More like they work together as a trio. So to show you all 150 colors in their brand new order, I'm going to do some swatching here for you, and you can see them all on one page. Don't forget, we have free downloads for you, so come and get them. There's all 150 in their new order. Aren't they pretty? So let me show you how this works. We start with yellow, and then we move into the yellow oranges and into the oranges and so on. So the colors start at yellow and get warmer, and then they get cooler and cooler until you end up at the yellow greens. And then we start in with our grays. So the grays are the same way. We start with the warmest grays until you get to the coolest grays, and then there's the metallics, black and white at the end. Now this is a kind of a special chart here. We'll talk about that here in a minute, what these mean here, but I just want to remind you that this is the color selection, the color order that Steve and I put it at. Now, if you see color a little differently, or you think, wow, that color should have been in the yellow oranges instead of the yellows, that's okay. You can disagree with us. This is the perfect order as far as what Steve and I could see here in our art studio with this color wheel. So the next thing I want to show you is that Steve's been working really hard on updating this book right here. So this is the original Prismacolor Premier color pencil book. Again, this is for tritones. We have other brands as well, so maybe you're a Polychromos fan. We've got a book for you all for the Polychromos. But this year for 2022, it's new and improved. First page I want to show you that has changed is the color wheel page, this one right here. So you can start to see some of the improvements that Steve has added. Originally, you can see both of these tell you to use number 916 to color up that yellow wedge right there. But now Steve has added the name onto all of the different colors here, so it makes it that much easier to find the pencil you need for coloring up this. It has the same type of information or change on the mini color wheels, which help you to see all the lights in one color wheel, all the mediums and all the darks. And now Steve has added it, so see here it says 989 a chartreuse, and here before it was just 989 for the light yellow green. So thank you for that new change.
You're welcome. That one didn't have room for the names, so
Yeah, some of them are pretty small.
It's a brand new page.
This is a brand new page we're including in this book. Now, in the front of this book, we have all kinds of color wheel manipulatives, they're called. When you have something you can hold in your hand and turn it and change it so that you can see colors and different color schemes. Well, this is sort of a mini sweetened condensed version of that tool. And it's all on one page, and it helps you pick out and choose your different color schemes. So that's really cool. I'm excited that you're including this for them. In fact, this is the one, I use this all the time. I've got it right here. See? Handy and ready to go. It's awesome. Okay, now the next thing that you need to see is that we've added some new color schemes. So when we first released this, let me show you the blue page. Right here. This is what the blue page looked like originally. Lots of cool color schemes, especially once you color it up. And I'm going to show you my colored version of this here in just a second. But this is what the page will look like now. Like way more color schemes. Maybe I'll have Steve put the math up right now on the screen of how many color schemes that you're going to have help with creating with your Prismacolor premieres.
192.
He already knows. It's 192 different color schemes. So cool. So I want to show you what these pages look like once you've colored them up. So this is the old. I have the old. Actually, this is older. See, this is different than mine. I didn't have anything right here. So this is actually the very first version of this. But you can see for the complementary color scheme, for instance, it shows blue and the 3 colors you use, and you use all 3 right here to color them up. And right here it shows orange, the 3 colors to use, and you color them all up. And that's how this page got created. So you get to see all the colors working together in their different color schemes. And it's so helpful if you're looking to color a coloring page for your husband who loves the color blue. You can come onto this page real quick and you can look at it and say, oh, you know, I think he would really like this one here because he also loves red, and yellow will look good because that's what it says it is. And then it tells you all 9 pencils to go grab from your set so that you can use this color scheme right here, and you can be confident that how you color, when you color with these colors, it's going to look beautiful and it's going to balance well. In fact, in the beginning of the book, it even tells you if you're doing a triadic color scheme, here are some tips and tricks specifically for the triadic color scheme. It's so amazing. So the last big change to this book right here is in the back. So we've always included a place where you can do all your swatches and see the full set, because you're not just going to be coloring with the 36 pencils. Sometimes you need a different color to add into these color schemes. If you have a face that you need to color, you're going to need more colors. So in the back we have a section where it has all of the different colors from the entire set laid out. And again, you can see this legend at the bottom, and it has those same 3 squares that Steve uses to indicate if it's part of the tritones. But new for this version is going to be the new order in the back. So you can already see this one started out with cream. Now it's going to start out with lemon yellow and then move through the order. And Steve says he's also going to include this one right here, so that you'll have one sheet where you can quick reference and see them all on one sheet. And then, of course, my favorite, the big swatches, so you can see the full spectrum of every color in the Prismacolor Premiere set. So we have one final change for our Tritone Worksheets books, and this is going to apply to all of our Tritone Worksheet books that are printed on color pencil paper. Now we have a wonderful, beautiful color pencil paper that I adore, and it comes in 2 weights. Steve, what are the 2 weights?
67 and 80.
67-pound and 80-pound paper. And in the past, we've printed these books here on the 80-pound color pencil paper. That paper is spectacular for color pencils, for doing deep hard blends, adding blending solutions and solvents and multiple layers. That paper is amazing, but it's kind of overkill for swatching. You don't need such a heavy paper. So we kind of got forced into this because of the big COVID shortages that are happening in almost every area of everything we buy right now.
Yeah.
And it's hitting us now. The 80-pound paper is hard for us to get right now. And so it's a good time for us to make this shift to the lighter weight paper for the swatch pages. And the other thing this switch does for you is it keeps your cost consistent. If we were to move and stay with the 80-pound paper, we'd have to increase the cost of these books. And we're trying to hold off on that as long as possible. I'm sure someday we're going to have to increase the price. But because we have access to the slightly lighter weight paper, we get to keep the cost the same. You get to have the same amazing experience on our color pencil paper. And if anything, it's going to make this book a little bit easier to manage because it won't be quite so thick and heavy. So it's a win-win-win, and hopefully we'll get our hands on the nice heavier paper soon. We're saving what we have left in stock for printing all of the coloring pages that you guys order on this beautiful color pencil paper. So that won't change, at least for now. We'll let you know if anything changes there, but we wanted to let you know this one's going to be on the 67-pound paper. So to sum up, there is no one perfect way to organize your Prismacolor Premier pencils. Don't be afraid of that beautiful box and all those neatly organized, perfectly lengthed pencils. Get them out. Get a nice binder that you can put them into and put them in an order that works for you. I recommend starting with this order, the one that is based on the color wheel. It's going to help you understand where these pencils lie in the artist's color wheel so that you can use them more effectively.
It also tells you their strengths and weaknesses, because you see really quick, like we've seen in some of our other brands that we've done, like Black Widow or Castle Arts, where Prismacolor has a lot of blues.
A lot of blues, and yet not very many light blues.
Yeah, not very many light blues. It doesn't have very many yellows.
Yeah, a lot of reds. So it helps you analyze the set as a whole, and you can use it to its best advantage and know that maybe I need to reach for a light blue in another set if you really truly want a light blue. Although there's other tricks like using a white pencil, and I could go on and on. In fact, we have gone on and on in different workshops that we offer at Coloring Bliss. So if you need even more help with your Prismacolor Premier pencils, come and check that out. Now we have more ideas, more ways to help you organize, and it's more project specific. But you're going to have to wait because we're still working on those. So again, make sure you've subscribed, that you are at least a free member over at Coloring Bliss so that you can get all these free resources. And what Steve does is he shoots out an email every time there is a new resource, a new coloring page, a new video. It will come to you and you will know what is useful to you, and you can come get these resources as we make them available. Don't forget about the massive giveaway. Get your entries in so that you have a chance to win the full lineup of color pencils made by Prismacolor, with one exception. And you have to wait for the future video that's coming out to find out about that. Wow, lots to come to learn more about Prismacolor. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye, everyone.